Hi, my name's Alan Edwards, and in this development blog video, I'm going to show you how to bake an ambient occlusion texture in Blender 2.8 from a mesh. So the output of what we're going to build today is the bottom left here. It's this texture here. And this kind of ambient occlusion just gives the mesh, when it's kind of rendered in the 3D world, it kind of embeds it into the world a little bit more because it gives you the shading where you would have shading in real life. So between the kind of pole on the chair and the seat. There's more examples here. There's the slats at the back. There's a kind of a little bit of shading in there. So this is just a very quick visualization of this texture applied to this model in question. It has greater effect on other models. This is actually quite a bad example, but I just wanted to show something simple. So I'm going to show you how to do this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click File, New, and this is just the default Blender 2.8 workspace. You'll get this if you install Blender 2.8. I've not done anything to my user settings. This is all default. So if I press A and then press delete to delete everything in the scene, and what I'm going to do now is import my chair. So if I go to File, Import FBX, and then go to Desktop, ignore my messy desktop, you can see we've got our chair model in Blender. So what I'm going to do now is head over to the, well actually I'm going to select it first, and then head over to the Material tab here, and I'm just going to make sure that it's on Use Nodes. And then once I'm happy with that, I can go to Shading. And then what I'm going to do here is I'm going to add the actual texture that I want to bake the ambient occlusion to. So if I click Add, and then Texture, Image Texture, what I want to do now is click New. So this is again just creating the destination for the ambient occlusion. This is where Blender will bake it to. So if I give it a suitable name like AO, and we'll say we'll make it 2048 by 2048, and then click OK. Now that's it. What I'm not going to do is connect this to any of the nodes here. I'm just going to leave it kind of floating. And this was the biggest kind of confusing thing to me when I was doing this, but this is kind of the workflow. Blender just wants you to have a material that has a destination texture for it to bake to. I think the user experience around this could be a little bit better, but I really like Blender. I'm not complaining that much. So if I go over now to this tab here, the Render tab for this model, still with the object selected, and I'm going to switch from Eevee to Cycles, and then you can pick GPU compute if you've got a good GPU or CPU. I think GPU is marginally quicker for me, but I don't think it really makes a difference that much. Your machine might have a really beefy CPU or GPU, it might make a big difference. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to say I want to bake ambient occlusion only, and then I'm just going to hit the bake button. And I'm going to speed this up kind of in editing so you don't have to watch this. Okay, so that's finished. That probably took about a minute on my machine. So if you look in the left-hand side here at the bottom, you can see the final result. And obviously, you can't really visualize that until we connect it up. So what I'm going to do is make the roughness 100%. I think let's make the base color white. That'll be easier for visualizing it. And then I'm going to, in fact, it doesn't matter. I'm just going to connect this ambient occlusion texture to the base color. And what you can see is that you can now visualize kind of the result of that bake in the actual Blender viewer. Now to get hold of this texture, all you need to do is click this little hamburger menu, click Image, and then save a copy or save as, and then you're free to kind of save that on your computer as a PNG. So that's it. That is now that texture is now ready to go into the game or wherever you wanted to kind of use this ambient occlusion texture. I hope that helped. Let me know in the comments if you'd like to see videos about anything specific. Thank you for watching.